Today I'm going to show you some advanced R&B techniques to make sounds like Black and PartyNextDoor. But before we do that, let's cover some basic sounds that are versatile to use in R&B music. Let's start with the bass sound. Start with a saw, add some extra lows. To remove some highs, we're going to drag envelope 2 to the filter. And I've increased the attack a little bit so it goes wow wow. Without this, the attack's a bit more stronger. With it, it goes wow. I set it around 17 milliseconds. Then we're going to add some unison to make the bass sound a bit thicker. I've reduced the spread a little bit and set the voices to 1 so the notes don't overlap. Now let's cover this simple key sound. To create this sound, start with a sine wave, add 4 voices of unison and reduce the spread. Now that we've made those 2 sounds, these are basic templates that we can use as building block to make more advanced sounds. Let's focus on key sounds for this video and make 2 requests that came up in our comments. Our first one is Fatal Attraction. To create this sound, we start with a sine wave again, but this time we're using the 8 voices of unison. Add a reverb. And to create the main effect on the sound, what we need to do is we need to make the pitch glide from a higher octave down to the lower octave. So, to do this, we take LFO1 and drag it to the transpose. I set the amount to an octave, which is 12 semitones, and then make sure it's set to sync and 2 bars. And I curved it so it has a better transition. Here's without the curve. And here's with the curve. And if you want to take this a step further, something I realized is that an octave is the first harmonic in the harmonic series. So if you want to take this even further, what if we selected the second harmonic, which is 19 semitones? We can also try 2 octaves, which is the next harmonic. However, I think this is going a bit too high and 12 actually sounded the best. But that is something you can experiment with for your beat. If you don't want to use the octave, you can go 19 semitones or 24 semitones. And our final sound is the most complicated sound of the video. It's the PartyNextDoor synth from Belongs to the City, but has a really cool technique that I don't really see in that many sounds, so I want to share it with you today. Start with a triangle wave. Make it fade in and fade out. Remove some lows. Remove some highs. But the thing that makes this sound unique is that there's a sound that comes in first, and then a second tone fades in afterwards. To create that effect, I'm going to show you 2 methods. The second method is my favorite. So with our envelope, notice how it's not just an ADSR, there's also a delay section and a hold section. We're going to be focused on the delay section. So increase the delay and add a fade in and drag this to the volume of oscillator 2. So what's happening is, we're going through this delay period where nothing's happening and then it fades in. However, with this sound, I want it to be tempo synced to our beat so it sounds a bit more cohesive with our track. So we're not going to be using this because this is in milliseconds and it's hard to get it in time. We're going to use the LFO in envelope mode. Here is our delay section, then it's going to fade in and it's going to remain at the top. Assign this to the volume of oscillator 2. Now, to add some extra highs to the sound, we're also going to make it control the filter and we're going to make it control FM amount. Add some effects. If you found this video useful, hit the subscribe button, and you can download the presets in my Patreon.